No, I get painted with this anti-dog brush very, very often because I don't have a dog. I have 4 kids. I don't have any time for a dog. You guys can go be, dog people all you want. And dog people...
John's got 3 kids. He's got time for a dog.
Yeah,
I have no time for dog.
All right, everybody, welcome back to episode 22 of the Popboyz, where you ain't a pop boy till you pop.
Boy.
I am joined on my right by my brother Dan.
What's up, guys?
I am joined to my left with John Simpkins.
What's happening?
And yeah, I think we're just going to jump right into it. How was
Jump right into what?
the same bullshit that we jump into? We don't have anything really to jump into, so we're just going to jump right into it.
Okay.
So how was
Start jumping.
How was everybody's weekend? Good weekend? Good last
weekend.
week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys do anything crazy?
No, I worked all weekend. Someone had to.
I took my so that's what you get, John. You get those digs.
Yep.
The martyr in the corner.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
You thought that was his red sweatshirt. It's blood.
Yep.
Oh, that's good.
No, but I took the kids to the fire station.
Oh, nice.
What's the report on the fire station?
I tell you, I think I enjoyed the fire station more than my kids did. It
Yeah, that's
was
not shocking.
It was. I thought it was fun. You know what I thought the coolest part was? The ambulance. Have you ever been in an ambulance, John?
Yeah.
Really?
Tell. I've asked everybody else, and they've been like, no. Luckily, and like, knock on wood. You're the first person that said yes.
Yep, I have.
For what?
It's very embarrassing.
Even better.
Oh, no.
All right. So, this was about 2 years ago.
Is anybody else imagining something about Mary? When he gets his zipper scene?
Yeah.
Do you know what we're talking about, Andrew?
Not that.
I can put the pieces together.
With the Ben Stiller?
Yeah. I won't get into what I'm imagining.
Yeah. So, no, I
Seinfeld?
No, like do you ever hear
Fusilli Jerry?
I'm going to say this and maybe it'll get cut out, but maybe not. Does anyone know the Dennis Rodman story of how he broke his member?
No.
You know, you can break your member.
I have heard that you can break your member, yes.
I think Dennis Rodman has broken his 2 or 3 times.
What?
It is at least what he says. The most recent time that it happened, he was on a chair in the corner, and a worker was
A lady of the night.
a lady of the night was on the other side of the room and ran and jumped.
Oh, man.
And the goal was to have a clean insertion. It was not clean.
Wow.
Snapped.
Oh, my God.
He took a trip in the ambulance.
Good for Dennis Rodman.
Still after it.
Yeah.
Still after it.
I mean, you gotta.
So that's what I'm imagining with John.
The best part is when he
quite.
says, "Yeah, that's it." I am Dennis
I was
Rodman.
there.
You got me.
And I would have gotten away with it
That's for you, Dan.
if it wasn't for your stupid podcast.
Oh, man, that's good. No, this is 2 years ago. I was cooking at Pizza One, and I forget what was I cooking? I think I was just like cutting either tomatoes or onions or something, and I slit the tip of my finger off, and it was a clean cut. It came off. One of the girls working at the time, she went full mom mode and got me all packaged up and ready to go. And I'm chatting there's 4 of us working. The boss was away. And they're like, oh, yeah, just drive down to the fire department. They'll sew you right up right then and there. I'm like, sweet. Like, okay. So I drove down. They started asking me questions. They're like, yeah, so like, how you feeling? I'm like, oh, I feel a little dizzy. A good amount of blood has already it's probably like 20 minutes later after I cut it, 30 minutes later. And then they're like, can you walk straight? Like, are you dizzy? How much blood have you lost? Like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, I feel dizzy. And they're like, oh, okay, so we can't do your finger here.
Because you felt dizzy?
No, they just don't do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Apparently that used to be a thing back in the day, and now it's
in
not.
like the 20s.
I don't know.
Yeah, I've never heard
That's when barbers did surgeries
Yeah,
too. Like,
yeah.
Well, one of the managers at the time was like, hey, like, just drive right down to the fire department. They used to do this all the time. I'm like, okay. So then I show up and they start asking me these questions. They're like, oh no, they're like, we don't do that here.
Yeah.
They're like, so I'm like, okay, fine. I'll just drive to the hospital. They're like, no, you won't. They're like, you just told us you were dizzy. They're like, you're not allowed to leave now. I'm like, no
You
way.
just can't leave.
Well, they're like, you can't drive. No, I can't drive myself. So then I got on the phone and started calling pretty much everyone in my phone book.
Yeah.
Not a single person answers.
Tough.
Very tough. And so they're like, we know the owner. He won't be mad. Don't worry about it. Just hop in the ambulance. We'll bring you there. I'm like, okay. I'm like, in the back of my head, I'm like, he's going to be pissed. He's going to be so pissed. So I get in the ambulance.
Can you even imagine as a business owner getting the work comp report and you're like, okay, slice the finger, that stinks. And then you're like, an ambulance ride?
Yes. Yep. So I had to go in the ambulance. I was totally fine sitting in there, just like looking at everything. Like I wasn't like in a
Strapped
bag.
in, John licking a lollipop.
Stuffed animal?
And so we get there. I got to go down like this tunnel, ambulance tunnel to the back of the hospital. And yeah, that was my ambulance trip.
So did they stitch your finger back on?
They stitched my finger back on.
Wow.
And then I got back to work. I had to have one of the employees pick me up. And I got back. My boss was supposed to come that night. So I stayed until he showed up. Gave him the heads up. Wasn't a good bill.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I would
It was
imagine.
it was an awkward week or two after that, but
I mean,
there
it's not
really
your
wasn't
fault.
anything I could do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got lied to.
Yeah.
False
All right.
news.
Yeah. So I thought the coolest thing was the ambulance. I was shocked. I thought that was.
Did we get to flick the lights on?
flick the lights on?
Nice.
No siren because it was inside and,
Yeah, sure.
everybody's worried about the ears. But yeah, I thought the ambulance was really cool. That's what I was surprised about. You think the fire truck is going to be the fastball, but then the ambulance, they have seatbelts in the ambulance that are like a holster, and you can stand up and walk around in there, and then if it stops, it snaps you back into place.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like,
That's pretty neat.
I'm like, this is crazy. I had no idea, but I was like, oh, they're like, yeah, you have to be buckled while you're working on people. It's crazy. It was like cliffhanger or something.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Is it still crazy to you guys that there are no seatbelts on school buses?
Yeah.
Has that ever been crazy? I always think about that. I'm
It's
like,
definitely crazy, but I don't know. A bus is so big. I
Yeah.
guess if it turns over, yeah, it's obviously not great.
Yeah.
It used to sound like BS to me that they were like, well, it'd be more dangerous with them, blah, 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 blah. The kids couldn't get out or they would hit each other. But can you even imagine if you had seatbelt buckles on a bus, how many, you would be hitting kids with those nonstop.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
It'd be like
course.
giving kids a mace. They just
Yeah,
So true.
how did little Larry die?
Yeah. A
He
seatbelt
took one in the
buckle.
temple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Did we talk about my near-death experience today?
Oh, you got one?
Whoa.
A piano almost fell on me.
Oh my God! I already forgot about that. That's how dangerous our lives are. Is that I this is not even an exaggeration.
That's not a joke of what I just said. A piano almost fell on me.
All right,
today.
so let me set the scene. We're clear
from 8 feet in the air.
We're clearing
In
out
the truck?
I'm like Wile E. Coyote.
This is
a
a
piano almost fell on me
Oh
is-
my
from
God.
the sky.
This is 100% true. I watched it and I was like, he's gone. I was like, he's gone. He's gone. I'm gonna have to try to buy out Kim.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have
Yeah.
to figure this out. All right, we have a guy that was coming to pick up a piano. We had some pianos to get rid of because we have a lot of random stuff in
We
this
have a lot of
buil-
pianos.
We have multiple pianos that we have to get rid of. So this one guy that was doing a delivery here said, oh my gosh, I've always wanted to learn how to play the piano. We're like, all right, come pick it up. It's yours. And he's like, awesome. Comes to pick it up, right?
He's the best too.
One of the nicest guys I've ever met.
He's awesome.
Yeah, such a nice guy. And he's like, I always wanted to learn. He was like, he was calling the piano his blessing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And we were
He's
like,
awesome.
he's like, I'm here to pick up my blessing. Dan gave him the sign of the cross.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is all true, right? So we wheel it out there. He puts it on the lift gate, and he turns to Dan. He's like, "Hey, just put your hands on it, because like the lift gate, it's hydraulic, so and it's a piano, so it's a little bit top heavy."
He did not say all of that. He said, "Hey, just stand on this side and make sure it doesn't tip over."
Yeah, he said, "Keep your hands on it." He said, "Keep your hands on it." Right? As soon as it starts to go, Dan is like a conquering hero. He just takes his hands off. Okay, it clicks. It clicks up up towards the top, and it starts.
No, it was at the top.
Okay, yeah, no.
But, so that's okay. As it's going up, the lift gate is kind of angled down towards me. I'm on the back. I'm standing on the ground
towards Dan's face.
So as it's going up, it's leveling itself out once it's getting to the top. It was at the top, and I said, "Work's
All
over.
set.
I'm done. I'm off the clock."
Yeah, it turns out he was not off the clock.
No.
Folks. That
No.
thing. So it jerked one last time, and it started to tilt back. And me and Joe were like, "Oh my god!" And we put our hands out, and Dan was like, "Oh." It's like, if
I'm directly under a piano that's coming towards me, and again, all I see is piano, and it's this
huge.
high up.
Yeah.
All I see is a piano, so I don't see anything else, and I'm like, is that like, I can't tell if it's just wobbling. I see it moving, but I can't tell if the whole. I then realized the whole thing is coming down on me.
and he wasn't
God.
even like moving. When I saw it start to happen, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, he's not even running away."
No, I said, screw this. I'm gonna like Atlas this.
Dan pressed it right over his head.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could not believe it. I was like, "Oh my god, it's gonna fall on him!" And I went to grab it, and he was kind of like looking at it, and I'm like,
No,
Dude, put your arms up.
Dude,
No.
Dan was like a deer in a headlight. It was like a bug going for a windshield.
No.
I caught it just in time. I went like this.
One hand.
Yeah.
All three of us had to. I mean, he literally. I would have loved to see if that piano fell on you. If you would have popped your head out through the top and had the two keys hanging out of your teeth.
Yeah. No, that's what I was staring down the barrel of. Like
Yeah.
I said, Wile E. Coyote. Like,
And the guy that's helping us was an EMT, and he's like, "Well, you would have gotten your ride in the ambulance."
yeah.
It could have been horrible. That
Yeah,
piano,
it was legitimately a near-death experience.
it was on a
Who would have
pallet.
thought? Just moving a piano.
Good cause too.
Almost. Huh?
Good cause.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
honestly, the cartoons should have warned you for this.
Yeah.
You should have understood the dangers. Like all of our cartoons growing up, they were like, "Hey, if there's a piano,
It happens all the time.
you better watch out."
It just a
They'll just
normal
fall out of
sunny
the-
day. They just fall out of the air.
You just hear the,
All the cartoons where the
Yeah.
piano falls and it just like squishes you, and then they move the piano, and you're just like, I'm,
Like an
bouncing off.
accordion.
Yeah. Teeth are all like mangled.
Yeah.
oh man, test that theory.
Oh, so good.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah, that was wild.
Crazy day.
All right, so moving on, business stuff, same sort of stuff. We're
Well, we had a big meeting.
We had a great meeting.
oh yeah,
We had a big meeting. This is our like after the game.
Celebration.
all right. So go ahead. Dan was the quarterback that night, so I feel like he deserves the post game
Yeah.
interview.
The run and gun, yeah.
Yeah,
Totally get it.
Yeah, no, it was good. We had a historic meeting. Basically, it's
a historic meeting. I think they recorded it in the books forever. It was
we're now part of history.
Yeah.
So
with
basically,
historic, which is a board. I don't
Yeah.
think everybody will understand that.
so we're in a historic part of downtown Hyannis. So anything you want to do to the exterior of the building, which happens to be everything we want to do right now, everything's just outside, and we want to, paint the building and put a beer garden on Main Street. So, this is a big hurdle, as like, the historic can basically pull the rug out from under you. And it's like, it's all subjective stuff, which is the most frustrating thing. There's no like, there's a code that they go by, but like, it's just, if they don't like it, tough crap.
Yep.
So Yeah, it's a big hurdle. It went great.
Yeah.
They were very receptive towards it. I think everyone understands they want. They definitely don't want it to be what it looks like right now, so that's a big part of it. And I think people are also jazzed up with the direction that we're going in. So
Yeah. No, it was a great meeting. Dan did a lot of prep work for it. John and I were there for emotional support. We were essentially just pom-pomming it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
smiling and
cheerleaders
waving.
Yeah.
in the back.
Yeah. And Dan.
Yeah.
And Dan quarterbacked it and dragged us through it and did a great job with it.
Yeah,
it
he
was
kicked butt
Yeah.
big
So,
time.
Great meeting. Yeah, so with that being said, we're kind of moving I think more full speed ahead. That was kind of one of our
Yeah. So now it's like, okay, so basically we can't get a building permit to do the outside stuff until we have historic approval.
right.
And it says that right on the building permit. Hey, if you're on Main Street, Hyannis, you have to have historic approval
Right.
before we sign anything. So, great. We got the green light. Now we can start putting in our building permit.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. So great. So everything's moving along. John's cranking on pretzels. Yeah, we'll have to figure out when we want this pretzel eating to happen. Do we want
yeah.
it like right now, or do we want to kind of save it towards the end? or
yeah,
what do
do
you
we
want to do?
have them?
I gotta go get him.
Yeah, I think we should do them now.
All right.
All right, cool. I'll be back.
John should come back like Kramer, sliding in the door.
That's how we should do the intro with John. I'm joined on my right with my brother Dan, and on my left, and John just slides in.
Yeah.
All right. So are we rolling?
We've been rolling.
All right. So now we're gonna dive into the pretzels that John made. You didn't make yourself one?
Nope. This is for you
Do
guys.
you want half of this?
Nope. You don't have to eat the whole thing either if you can't. You can put the other half aside.
All right. So maybe John, you keep
hang on.
talking.
Can I pause? Can I call a timeout again? I gotta get a lactate pill.
Oh God.
After what happened?
Yeah,
You're not gonna let
he's
me?
gotta get one. Close her off.
It's not the grilled cheese. I mean, it's not the cheeseburger.
I'm not taking the chance.
All right, go
I
ahead.
wouldn't.
Talk about another near-death experience.
Go jog, poopy pants. All right, so.
All right, so
Walk us through it, John.
yeah, so what we have here today is Dan. Dan has a barbecue pulled pork.
Yep.
So and he has a regular like quarter of a normal pretzel.
Should we show them?
Yeah, show him what it looks like.
I'm sorry, I started eating. No, I showed it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's
Wait, how about we trade some meatball for some pork?
All right, we'll do halvesies.
Yeah.
Halvesies. There you go.
Here.
And Pat's got himself a meatball. So we're just at the moment we're kind of just fooling around, making a bunch of stuffed pretzels, trying to nail down like a core group of them that we want to serve at our beer garden.
Huh?
So good.
So yeah, pretty much everything we've put in a pretzel has been pretty amazing. It's just trying to get like the consistency right, the flavor right, and kind of just working from there. But we haven't really had too many bad complaints. At the beginning, it was, there was times where there maybe be a little bit of like non-cooked dough, but that was at the beginning. Now it seems like everything is moving pretty smooth. They're starting to look really, really pretty. Even just like cutting inside and cutting it right in half, like you can kind of see the layers. It's working out, and it's messy, but it's like a good messy. It's not like a sub, like a steak bomb sub where you're literally wearing it. At least it kind of keeps it. It's more of the butter that's the messy part.
I think this pulled pork.
And I didn't add any
I
extra.
think it's great.
Yeah,
Perfect. Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah, like that's just the right amount of barbecue sauce.
Yeah, there's no extra barbecue, so it's pretty much just how it was made, and then a little bit of dipping. So if people want to add a little more to it, they can. If not,
I really like the meatball one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you tried it?
No.
Oh,
Nope. I will later.
John's never tried it.
I've never eaten one. That's a lie. Nope. I like seeing the reaction.
Dude, that last bite of that half.
The
was
last
so
bite's the best
rewarding
bite.
because it was like, I got like a little bit of the pulled pork, and then it was just like straight pretzel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the blast bite is.
Unreal.
The last bite's the best bite. All like the juices and cheese like seep down to the middle, wrapped around a little pretzel.
What do you think of the meatball, Dan? Honest.
Yeah, be honest.
I love the meatball one.
You were so against it.
I was.
He was against the Italian foods.
Yeah.
Italian and a pretzel.
Yeah.
It felt weird to me.
I love the
But
meatball
it's
one,
very,
too.
very, very good.
Yeah. Does the meatball one have onion?
Yeah, little bit of caramelized. I love caramelized onions, so I normally always throw them in. Yeah, some caramelized onion, a little prove.
The meatball one is phenomenal.
These plain pretzels too are nuts. I haven't had like a.
I know you haven't had any
pretzel,
of these.
But I haven't had like a pretzel like this in God knows how long.
Yeah.
But this is the best one I've ever had.
Oh, let's go.
I mean, kind of have to have the meatball one.
It's so good. It's so good.
So that's, for the viewers at home, that's the other thing is like, we're trying to keep it to like 5 or 6. Like 5 staple stuffed pretzels, and then maybe have a 6th one that rotates out. Depending on the season, depending on what we kind of feel like making, things like that. But like, we're having a hard time kind
John's
of
too
paring it
good.
down.
John's too good.
Right.
That's the problem. The problem is the pretzels that he keeps making are too good.
Right.
I'm glad this is the only one I've had so far because I feel like I'd be not very helpful in the tastings.
No.
I'd be like, oh, you guys need to use this one for every pretzel that he gives. But this one for sure. Like everybody loves pulled pork.
Yeah. Yeah, pulled pork is definitely, I feel like, one that we kind of all agreed on. It's, it's different. It's
Andrew, can I tell you something? I love the pulled pork one. Might be my least favorite one.
I agree.
That's bonkers.
legitimately, I feel weird. I felt weird saying that,
Yeah.
but 100%. The hamburger one will knock your face in. It is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna put this on the record then. If that's the case, these pretzels are gonna change the world. I don't,
Yeah.
definitely going to change Cape Cod.
that's not me being like biased either. Like these things are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Did you put like tomato sauce in the meatball one at all?
Yeah. So I cut up,
It's the right amount,
Yeah.
because I think anything more would feel like,
You could just get a little dipping sauce if
yeah,
you wanted it.
yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
yeah, like a dip of marinara.
Yeah.
That would be good.
Yeah, so I definitely think it needs the sauce in
Yeah.
there.
But I love how you cut the meatballs too. Like thin.
Yeah.
You cut them like you cut the sausage and peppers ones.
Yeah, that's the move.
Yeah.
Because a whole big round one
Just pop right out.
falling out. Yeah,
See, that's the best part right now is we're able to get so into the details.
Yeah.
Like John is like okay, these are the flavors, and then now we're like, okay, how do you slice everything? How do you put it together?
Yeah, because that's like it can all taste good, but the presentation, I think, is like one of the most important things, especially, going in and taking a bite. You don't want everything to fall out all at once, So,
it has to function correctly.
yeah. Be easy to eat.
These pretzels are gonna be why you cook with Guy Fieri.
Yeah.
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 No, they're awesome.
Fun fact, Guy Fieri, he's his first business was a pretzel truck, a little pretzel wagon.
Did you send that to us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was cool.
Yep, it was lemonade stands, Kool-Aid stands. He stopped doing the Kool-Aid because I guess he would mix it with his hands, with his arms, and his whole arm would come out like purple or blue, and his dad would find out. So that's why he switched to going to do the
You
pretzels.
couldn't get a wooden spoon or something?
I guess not.
Paddle.
Yep.
Just switch up everything.
All right.
All right, yeah. Now that everyone's heard us just like now and
Now
down.
and
I
Yeah.
know.
But-
But chewing. We'll have to try to turn down the chewing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do my best because it drives me crazy.
Yeah.
I'm editing it, so.
I noticed there were times I was like this close to Mike. I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah. Can you catch?
So, okay.
All right. So do we want to get into an ad read? I have
Yep.
no idea where we are with time, but
I don't really have the best idea either because
yeah, we'll splice it up and try to get it to.
Yeah.
It's
That one's
gonna-
for John.
It's gonna be
Oh,
the
boy.
hardest
Here we
editing
go.
that Andrew's ever done.
Oh, no voice.
No.
All right. This will be a little
Straight up.
easier
This
for
is
me.
just straight up info.
All right. Straight up info coming right at you. Smith Family Popcorn. Roses are red. Violets are blue. If you're trying to get laid this Valentine's Day, pick up a tin of Smith Family Popcorn for $2.
Yep.
Fellas, stop what you're doing. Pause this podcast and order a tin of popcorn from Smith Family Popcorn for your girl. I know you think you have time, but you're going to keep putting it off, and Valentine's Day is going to sneak up on you, and it's going to be late. Just order a tin of chocolate-covered strawberries right now and be done with it. It will be sent right to your door, and a handwritten note will be a handwritten note, and you will be a hero. Tell him Johnny sent you.
There you go.
Nice. That makes sense.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet, nice and easy.
All right. You got a. Am I the? Am I the?
What?
it's the short and sweet intended to be like a pun.
No. Well, that works too.
We have lots of puns in the popcorn world.
Mm.
Lots of puns.
Okay. Okay, am I the a-hole for keeping a dog my daughter doesn't like? Growing up, I always wanted a dog, but our apartment complex didn't allow them. Then, thanks to finances and situations, it didn't quite pan out in adulthood either. Now that we have a bigger house and kids are older, 14 and 8, wife and I have decided now is the time. We got the kids a dog for Christmas. The only problem is my younger daughter doesn't like the dog at all. We thought she needed time to adjust, but even now, she recoils if the dog comes near her. She doesn't pet him or even talk to him. She doesn't want to take part in caring for him as part of her chores. My older daughter is good with walking him because she runs after school anyway, but even she can't get her sister interested in helping be a dog parent. My younger daughter outright says she wishes the dog would go away. Wife and I had a discussion and decided this won't be an option. Her main complaint is that the dog is too loud and has chewed up her toys. I understand where she's coming from, but the dog is just a puppy, so obviously it won't be doing that forever. We don't want her to be unhappy, but the rest of the family likes the dog, and we're sure she will get used to it. Am I the a-hole?
Absolutely not.
I think especially if the dog's a puppy, you got to give it time. But I also am one of those people that's like,
Anti-dog.
I wasn't gonna say that.
That's anti-dog.
Wow.
Do not paint me with that brush.
That's
all right,
anti-dog,
all right. We've
everybody.
been taking some heat comments lately, and I cannot take any heat from the dog people. All right.
Anti-dog.
No, I am not anti-dog. That is not true. That is not true.
Anti-canine.
Anti-pet.
I am pro people.
There it is.
But
There you have it, folks.
I will say, no, the dog is a puppy. What I was going to say is that before I was rudely interrupted with the slanderous remarks, that when you get a dog, you get it for life. I don't think it's like, it is like another member of your family. So to me, unless a dog like bites somebody badly, very badly, then you keep the dog, you roll with it. You know, like that's a decision. You've made it a part of your family, and you have to honor that, in my opinion. I do think that
Here it comes.
it's kind of
Here it comes.
boy.
Anti-dog.
Dog hater.
I mean, it's kind of shitty for that little girl to get her stuff all chewed up and like have a dog barking in her face. Like,
That's life, though. That's like if you're getting a dog, your
100%.
stuff's getting chewed up regardless.
I do agree with that. Like,
Hide your stuff.
but it wasn't her choice. It was forced on her.
Tough shit. Tough shit.
So with Pat saying, like, the way that Pat was saying how you can't return a dog
No.
unless something terrible, like, so we had an issue.
Oh, jeez. Now I already put my foot in my mouth.
We had an issue
Dan
with our.
walked me right to the slaughter on this one. You could tell he read it. He's like, oh, I'm gonna put him right up against it.
Yep.
We bought a puppy 3 years ago, and he ended up becoming like very, very ill. And it was crazy. We had no idea what to do. We were new dog owners. So we tried getting help from the breeder. Thank you. The breeder. And she told us, why don't you guys just return the dog? And we're like, we've had the dog for 3 weeks. Like, our kids love the dog. Like, you can't.
Did it have a heart murmur?
No, it was just like, I forget what the word was, but
Couldn't eat.
it just couldn't breathe. It couldn't breathe. It was having like
What kind of dog?
yellow lab.
Nah.
Yep, Oakley. But like
Isn't that
our
the
whole
name of your
family.
dog now?
Yeah,
Wait, you still have it?
yeah.
Oh, but I thought you returned it.
No. That was our point. Was we said no, we are not going to return the dog. We will get the dog.
He's
we'll
not
do whatever
you.
it takes to fix what
That's
is
what you
wrong with
would
the
do.
dog.
I don't have no. What I'm saying is like I wouldn't look when we were kids. We returned a dog. You want to talk?
No.
You want to talk? Real
we
talk?
spent-
Where were you that day? Dan said, "Send it back."
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Sandy.
Oh,
do you think Sandy
is
no.
right now? R.I.P. R.I.P. Sandy.
Yeah, Sandy had a heart murmur. Had a defective heart, and we had the dog.
Bad heart.
Maybe like what?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yep.
Yeah, probably 2 weeks.
Yep. Yeah.
You guys are dog returners.
Oh no.
No.
They said like this dog like won't. What did they say? Like it won't live that long.
Yeah.
They were like, and took it back. Yeah, we had to take it back to the people and be like,
Yep.
it's terrible.
Yeah. Brutal.
It is.
Brutal day.
Yeah, it is terrible. It's
Yep.
terrible that they don't have that long of a lifespan either.
Mhm.
You know.
I have a question. When you guys returned the dog, did the dog you returned see you walk out of there with a new dog?
No,
No.
we didn't get another
Yeah,
one.
We didn't get another dog for like months, 6 months, 7 months.
Yeah, it took a long time. Yeah, because we had a dog die, and then we got a new dog maybe like a year later, and then that we had to return that dog, and then we ended up getting another dog
Yep.
like 6 months later.
Yep.
No, I get painted with this anti-dog brush very, very often because I don't have a dog. I have 4 kids. I don't have any time for a dog. You guys can go be, dog people all you want. And dog people,
John's got 3 kids. He's got time for a dog.
yeah,
I
but
have
what
no
if-
time for dog. I must say, owning 3 kids. No, having 3 kids and a dog is very, very tough. It's a lot harder than we anticipated it being, but it is. We make it. We do everything in our will to make it work. You know,
if you
it's-
could go back, would you do it again?
absolutely.
There you go. Got
He's
you there.
also got, like, his oldest kid is old. All my kids are young.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they're getting to the age where it's like
I bet Pat will have a dog in 5 years.
Yeah, I bet I'll have a dog. I'll have a dog
2
at
dogs.
some point. I guess I'm just not one of these people that, like, is dog blind. That as soon as, like, I'm like, I gotta have a dog. I think that
Like you move out of your parents' house and you have to go get a dog.
yeah, like, all right, so my wife, like, one time she was coming up to visit me, and we were at the mall, and we were both in college, and I had driven up in my, like, 1993 Toyota pickup. Like, I'm up here, we're at the mall, and she's, like, shopping, and then she like, comes out, and I forget, I'm going to, like, swing around to pick her up, and she's like, you have to come inside. I'm going to buy this dog. I'm like, You are. Like, you're going to buy a dog right now? Like, like, we're in college. Like, we're living lawlessly right now. Like, you cannot bring a dog into this environment.
No
You'll be
way.
eating, like, McDonald's cheeseburgers and, like, puking on your floor. She's like, I'm getting it. Like, there have been multiple times where I've had to be like, listen, honey, you need to relax. She sends me dog listings all the time, and I'm like, you see what our life is like? Like, I got enough shit on the floor, not like items, like actual fecal debris on the floor. Like, I cannot add another thing that does that.
Oh man.
I can't.
All right. So you're on the side of the little girl.
I would not say that I'm on the side of the little girl. Like, if the family all wants a dog, I think it's a democracy with the parents' votes counting double is the way I would look at it. It's like, okay, the parents' votes basically can overrule anybody else's votes. They want to get a dog, get a dog. Kids got to deal with whatever the parents want to do. Like, it's their house, it's their life. The kids got to deal with it. It is,
I also, like, the kid's 8 and the dog is a puppy. So, like, things are going to change. The puppy's going to calm down. The puppy chews, like, depending on the dog.
But will it
usually
get better?
Like, yeah.
They'll become best friends.
Will it? If you don't
Yeah.
love a puppy, are you going to love an old dog? If you can't get down with a puppy, like, that's as good as it gets for a dog.
If the little girl, the 8-year-old girl, is her whole beef is all about the dog chewing toys, then that part is going to get better.
Yeah,
if her beef is that it's loud and chews, like, both of those things normally get better.
I don't know. The loudness, a lot of dogs bark a lot.
Not as much as, like, when they're a puppy, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd still say I'm on the side with the parents. They can do whatever they want, It's your house. Your kid has to live in it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Screw the kid.
Yeah.
Screw the kid. Like, deal with it.
Classic dog
Figure
people.
it out. 100%. Figure it the F out.
This is also Dan pre-child. We're gonna revisit.
Oh,
remind me later. What actually, like, set the timer for 10 years down the road when Dan, his dog unfortunately passes away and he's got multiple kids, and then he goes, I'm like, oh, you ready to get another dog? And he's like, I don't know. I just got a lot going on right now.
I will say it won't because I have a lot of stuff going on. It'll be like, I don't know if I'm over the first dog. That will be the only reason. Now that I've had a dog, I don't think I would ever go back to not having a dog.
Yeah.
And I understand I'm the guy without the kids yet, blah, 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 and they're so hard, blah, 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 blah. I get it. I get it. 100%. But from where I am right now, it's like my life before having a dog and my life after having a dog. Having the dog is just, it's way, way better.
Way better.
Like, you come home and it's just like so much better. You open the door and you're like, this is awesome. Every single day.
Yeah, it's
It's
cool.
awesome.
So this weekend, I was sick this weekend. I was a couch warrior for like 24 hours.
Yep.
And my dog stayed next to me the whole
Heck
entire
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Didn't leave my spot once.
Yeah.
Only to go to the
Ride or
bathroom.
die.
I guess
loves me.
I guess where I'm at is if I had to pick kids or a dog, I'd pick kids.
Yeah, I just don't know,
Honestly,
like, when
I
are
would
you...
too.
Why is that your choice, though?
Because, like, they all take up time and attention and space. So I'd rather have more kids and no dog.
Granted, I don't have experience. I've
In
like
either of
seen
these?
this before. Yeah, like, I don't have a dog. My dad has a dog. But like, I think it's definitely easier if you have the dog before you have the kids. So the kid grows up only knowing what it's like to have a dog. Whereas, like, in this situation, the kid is 8 years old, super vulnerable age, and you introduce a dog, like, it's gonna be complicated. Had this girl seen or been around dogs her whole life, like, she probably wouldn't feel like the way she does now. So I think it's
that's a good
it's
point.
easier to, like,
Yeah.
transition into kids and dogs if you have dogs before kids.
Yeah.
It probably is harder if you introduce the kids to the dogs afterwards. I
Yep.
don't know.
I've been through both situations. They're both the same.
Both the same?
Yeah. because my second oldest he was probably 6, and then we got a dog, and then my son, my baby, just was born with a dog.
Yeah. I will say I don't think this is gonna sound like strange and I might get yelled at for it or weird, but I don't know that I would be having a kid if I didn't have a dog first.
Yeah, I think that's a very young person statement. I think a lot of people in younger generations, they're like, their dog is like they feel it's almost like halfway to having a kid, so they have it. And it like makes them feel comfortable like caring for another thing, that they feel comfortable that they could have another thing.
Yeah, no, it's not even that. It's like when you parents don't paint it in a very good light.
Parenting?
Parenting.
I don't know.
What do you mean?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Well, 5 minutes ago, I was like, yeah, I know it's so hard and blah, blah, blah. And you guys like rolled your eyes and were like, every conversation I have of like, and it's not just you guys, it's every parent in the world. It's, oh, you're having a kid. Oh, yep. Oh, well, get ready to hope you get your sleep in now. Like all this stuff. It's just every single statement is like how torture it is to have a child. And I understand that it's not all like that because there's obviously like good sides and bad sides. I'm going to paint with a general brush here. Parents usually just harp on the like aggravating, annoying parts of parenting because it's not.
I think what it is, though, is that's the funny parts. Those are the funny comments that you can make where it's like, oh, my gosh, yeah, like I was laying in bed and my kid like threw up in my mouth. Like that's a funny comment versus like, oh, my gosh, you should like we're men. You should have seen like, like I was going to bed and, my daughter was like, like rubbing my head and like being so nice to me. Like it's not, you're not going to gush about like, the nice things. It's just those funny things. Okay. But I also think on the other side, dog people do not talk about any of the bad things of the dog. All right. A few weeks ago, I'm at my my in-laws and I stayed at their house. Right. So I'm sleeping upstairs with, my daughter, we're like together. I got her to bed, we're in the same room. I come down in the morning. The dog had opened up the garbage can, pulled out all of the trash and dragged it all over the entire house and then shit in a circle. And as it shit, apparently it walks around as it shit, and it had sprayed shit all over the kitchen and dragged the garbage all over the house. So there was garbage like from last night's turkey dinner all over the carpets and everywhere. And then it pisses places, and then you step in it and you're like, oh, what's this wet spot? And they're like, well, the dog pissed on the carpet. And then, so like, that's what I woke up to. And I grew up with dogs, so I understand that that's part of it. And dog people never, ever talk about like when a dog gets old and it just starts shitting everywhere in the house, or it doesn't talk about like when it does chew all your stuff, or when it jumps up on a counter and takes your stuff, or it goes through a garbage can, or it does all these things. It's like dog people only want to talk about the good things. They never want to talk about the bad things because it paints their dog in a bad light. To have an obedient dog is like a good for you. You have an obedient dog, a good dog, like that's the thing. Whereas, I feel like kid people are like, all right, I'm going to be honest with you. This is what happened. It was kind of funny. It's a little bit crazy, like versus like dog people. It's like it's a reflection of like you didn't, you haven't trained your dog. You haven't done these things.
Yeah, I understand how it comes up. That's how I started this conversation. I understand why it happens, but I'm just saying, parents never talk about the good side. They only talk about the bad side and not sleeping and changing diapers and all that stuff. I understand because it's a lot easier and funnier to talk about. But I started the statement as like, by the way, you guys don't paint it in a good light. I know that there is a good light to paint it in, but no parent does. Just from the person without kids.
Yeah.
So getting in, for me being like, listening to all these stories, being like, gotta have a kid. Man, that's awesome. That sounds awesome. But when people talk about their dogs, it's like, yeah, okay, cool. Like, get a dog. So I started this whole lecture by saying if I didn't have a dog first, I don't think I would ever not want a kid, but ever like feel the need to have a kid.
Well, I guess what you see, like with a, and if I'm cutting you off, then cut me off. But I guess what you see is that with a kid, I always say that it's somehow the most exaggerated and under exaggerated thing in the entire world. The good parts are way better than anybody ever says, which seems insane because everybody gushes about how good it is to be a parent. And the bad parts are somehow way worse than anybody says because everybody complains about all the crazy things that they go through. And I feel like that is the similar thing with a dog. Like, to have something that loves you unconditionally is like, that's the highest of highs, and nobody can really even, like, you can't put into words how good that is. And when you're tired and something's going on and your dog or your kid or somebody's waking you up at 4 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning and you got to go deal with something, it's like you're in the lowest of lows, and it's like nobody can describe to you how that feels to just be like so annoyed at something you love so much. So that's the way I always look at it. Like, the highs are exaggerated and the lows are exaggerated, but somehow it's more intense than both of those.
Yeah, I think from like to finish what I was saying, I think I didn't want to cut you off.
God.
But like I think that like once I got a dog, and I know I'm not here to compare like dogs to children. I know they're very different. I know it's not what I'm doing. I'm dealing with two parents here.
I don't think they're
multiple
that
children.
different. I guess that's where I'm at.
I think they are different. They're definitely different. You can't. Right now, my dog is sitting at home and he's a 3-year-old. I don't think I can do that.
So is my
He's
2.5-year-old.
So I understand that they're different, and I understand that there's different complications, and probably obviously more so with children. All I'm saying is that once I got a dog, I was like he does bad crap all the time, and I'm like, I freaking love the thing.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
And it was a realization for me of like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Like, this is a fraction of what like having a kid would be like. So I'm going to sift through, I'm going to like compartmentalize all the like annoying crap that you guys tell me and be like, oh, okay, yeah, if this is even 1% of what having a kid would be like, then cool, I'm in. Like, that makes me want to have a kid.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I owe my dog everything, just that, to be like, to just kind of make me realize like, oh wait, yeah, okay,
It's worth it.
there are like, yeah, there's it's a different feeling now
Yeah.
that it's not just changing diapers and all that stuff. There's bad things that go with it, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, it's like, yeah, people that you love are always people that you love are like, I'm not calling a dog a thing, but so I'd call it, people that you love or animals that you love are always going to do things that are going to annoy you or piss you off. But at the end of the day, if you love them and they love you, then it's ultimately well worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So screw the 8-year-old.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if you have a dog from a puppy, it's gonna love everybody in that family, and I think it's gonna teach people a lot. And I mean, and it would be really, at the end of the day, it would be no different. You could rewrite that "Am I the a-hole?" and say like, he doesn't like the newborn that we brought home, and the newborn would be screaming its head off. It'd be chewing up stuff, and it'd be doing all this
taking
stuff.
attention away and things like that. It's the same type of thing,
right?
So it's like, what are you gonna do? Take back the newborn? No. Like, sorry, toots, you got to deal with it.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good lesson for people in life.
All right.
Yeah, I agree.
So not the a-hole.
I agree, and I also, think that we do give off a lot of like not necessarily bad child like stuff that's going on with our children, but like it's all fun and games.
Yeah.
Like we're your boys, brother, I'm your boy. We're just giving you a hard time.
I'm not taking it as
No,
that.
I know.
But it's not just you guys, honestly.
But it's just like something you do when you're a dad.
Yeah.
Like whenever like my buddies or friends are having kids, I'm always like, good luck. Like
Of course.
You're signing up for this? Good luck. Like,
exactly. And it honestly would be the same thing if someone came, like, again, I don't have kids, but if someone came to me and was like, yeah, I'm starting my own business, I'd be like, all right, good luck. It's pretty freaking hard.
Exactly.
But on the same time. It's also extremely rewarding. I wouldn't change it for the world.
Spot on.
It's the same exact type of thing,
Exactly.
obviously.
Yep.
So I understand. All I'm saying is from the person that doesn't have kids, like you parents.
We're painting good pictures.
No, it's just, and it's not just you guys, it's everybody. And it's,
Don't worry, it's worse than we're saying.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Way worse.
I would imagine.
All right.
Oh man.
So, do we want to jump into topics?
Yeah.
All right. We might. I think we have time for maybe one or two.
Yeah.
Do we have an Am I Old for this week?
I don't have an Am I Old that's good.
All right, we can table it. Do you have a topic?
I can. Yeah, I can do one.
I got a quick one.
All right, go.
Do you guys stretch your fingers?
Sometimes,
Stretch or crack?
Stretch.
like this.
How do you if
Like this?
you were to stretch your finger?
So I would stretch them.
Like one at a time.
Sort of.
If I do that, I crack them. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
So
do
I'm
it
I
obviously-
crack my knuckles.
I
But
crack my fingers all the time. I stretch I do this all the time.
huh?
Really?
Do you feel like it helps your grip?
All the time. I always do that, and it stretches like the webbing of my fingers. Go ahead,
Interesting.
try it.
So you like pull it?
So take your middle finger and put it down, and then like put your other finger and push these up while pushing the middle finger down, and it like stretches out the webbing.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of pleasant.
It feels good, right?
Yeah, it feels kind of good.
Yeah.
I've always wondered, am I like the only one that does that? I might be.
Out of these three, 4.
Andrew, do you stretch your fingers?
Like that?
Hmm.
I don't.
No, I'm stretching the webbing. It's not like my fingers; it's the webbing. I stretch my webbing. All right,
All
that's
right.
all I got.
What's an insult that like one guy will say to you that like it almost doesn't seem like an insult, but you always take it as kind of like an insult, like the most damaging thing. Because all right, so recently we posted that video about Tony Romo, and we took a lot of heat, a lot of insults.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about this, like I was doing something, and we've been doing like some construction, all together. So this came up for me. One of the worst ones for me is when you're trying to screw something in or unscrew something, and when people cannot wait to say righty tighty, lefty loosey.
Yeah.
And it's basically like, apparently you're bald.
worst.
Apparently you're not a man.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
righty tighty, lefty loosey. As soon as you start to struggle a little bit with it, people cannot wait to say righty tighty, lefty loosey.
Yep.
It's basically like they're ripping open their shirt and they're like,
Yep.
look at the hair on my chest.
Yep.
Like,
Mm.
and you are just like a feeble little chicken leg boy.
Yep. Yep.
See, I feel like I've been dealing with this for a very long time because when people think that I cook, they assume that I don't know how to do anything else. Like I'm almost like that's all I'm good for, So like I hate when that happens because
Yeah.
like I do like to do like construction type stuff.
Yeah.
I might not have a lot of like background in it.
Yeah.
But if you teach me, I can do it.
Yeah.
But it's like
Yeah,
not
like
even
when-
getting the chance to be taught.
Like
You're
when
already
we
an
were
idiot.
cutting down those trees and you brought all your tools and I was like, oh, John's got all this stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
like I got more than just a spatula.
Yeah.
I got a couple drills. Like, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
yeah.
I'm trying to think of
Pisses
another
me
like,
off.
insult.
It's like not an insult. Like everybody's kind of, but they, as
Yeah.
soon as
Like, oh, let me do this.
when somebody
Yeah,
says
because
righty-
at the same time, it's like, no kidding. Who hasn't heard of righty tighty lefty?
right, as soon as somebody says righty tighty, lefty loosey, I just want to punch them right in the face.
Yeah.
I feel like you
You
guys
should.
this probably doesn't happen to you anymore, but when somebody older than you calls you bud, like
Yeah.
it's not meant to be like anything bad, but it just kind of punches you a little bit. You're like, ah,
I used to hate when people used to call me buddy,
Oh,
yeah.
but
that's what
now
I
I
mean,
like
bud or
don't.
buddy.
Now I'm like, well, that's
I
all
like
right.
buddy.
I know I don't mind it.
I mean, I'm on to sir.
Oh God.
I'm getting sirs every once in a while.
Yuck.
Guess that's the am I old?
How do you?
Yes.
How do you? Yeah. How do you? Oh, people are calling you sir.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's bad. How do you say goodbye to people?
Good day, mate.
Peace.
Peace.
No, just
Like all right, they're
like we're
walking
leaving
out
work.
the door.
Have a good night. See you tomorrow.
See you later, guys.
See you later.
See you later. Yeah. Like you're helping a customer. They spin the wheel. Oh my God! Thank you so much.
Thanks for popping by.
Thanks for coming in, guys.
Have a good one.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have a good one.
have a good one.
Yeah.
You remember?
All right, have a
when
good one, guys.
we were kids. There was one phrase that everybody would just say when you walked out. Shake everybody's hands, and there was one phrase.
When we were kids.
Yeah, it just
Wait, were you shaking hands as a kid?
Later.
yeah. I mean, that's the kind of, you remember we would go to our grandparents' house?
Oh yeah, we're a shaking hand family.
We were a handshaking family. You got hug families and you got handshaking families. I'd be like a 11-year-old child.
Mhm.
You'd reach your hand out. You'd say bye to your uncles, people that you've known your entire life. You'd shake their hand like you're leaving a business meeting.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I met my wife, who's
Yeah.
Italian, that
Yeah.
I'd leave their family. They're all hugging, a little kiss
Lots
on the
of hugs.
cheek. See you later. For my family, it literally was like an Irish mob leaving, and they said one phrase: "Take it easy.
Take it easy. Yeah.
Take it easy."
Yeah,
Take
I
it
love
easy.
Take It Easy.
Nobody says "take it easy"
That's
anymore.
what my whole family's like.
Take it easy.
I didn't know there was like a distinct, like a difference. There's hugging and handshaking. Like my family's such a handshake.
Yeah,
family.
right. Like, okay,
Yeah.
it wasn't until after I came out of college that I went back, and like I remember my uncle, who I'm close with,
Yeah.
very close with, and we were leaving, and I kind of put my arms out, and he's like, and we like hugged for the first time, like to say goodbye, and we would like hug, but there was
it still happens. There's like a
I still see my cousin, who I mean, he's as close to like we grew up with him.
Yeah.
And I'll see him. It will leave it family. We'll shake hands. Just shake hands. The only person I ever hugged was my grandmother. Our grandfather.
Yeah,
we would say
shake
goodbye to our
hands, too?
grandfather at the end of a Christmas dinner.
yeah.
Everybody sitting around
Thank you very much.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
easy.
If it's easy, take it twice.
I've never heard that one. It's good.
Yeah.
I got to admit, John, you got a hug. You're a hug family.
We're a hugger. Yeah,
Yeah.
big hugging family.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The hug, I mean, it's definitely better, but that's just how we grew up.
All right, but in all
Handshakes.
fairness, there is a third option.
Daps?
I was with. I'm not gonna name
cheek
names.
kisses?
I'm not gonna name names. I was with someone, one of my, a friend.
Is he a listener?
I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it at this. I was with a friend one time, and we were. I'm trying not to like give it away, but we were walking somewhere, and they ran into their uncle, and it was like, oh my God, like Uncle Tom, what? So good to see you.
Uncle Tom, what a name to use.
I haven't seen you since I went over your cabin. All right, so Uncle whatever. Oh my God, so good to see you. Went in for a hug, and they kissed on the lips.
Oh no.
And it was like jarring because again, I'm from a handshake family.
Oh, that's far.
Far.
Oh, that's a chasm.
Like my male buddy, heterosexual male buddy, seeing his heterosexual uncle, and oh my God, good to see you, and they kissed on the lips.
Wow, that's.
And it's stuck with me.
And how old were they? This wasn't like you were like 12 years old walking through Boston.
No,
Yeah, even that would. I mean, that'd be.
I don't want to say anything else because it could
see-
give away who it is.
I tell you, so like I said, my wife's family's Italian. They're all big huggers. So I didn't really know, and I went to school with a lot of Italians. So you would see people like you'd go to a party and everybody would like hug each other and they'd do like a little kiss on the cheek. Sure, they'd all kiss on. You see the
Kiss
girls
on the cheek. It's like but like
Girls, you see
it's
that
a very
you give them a
Italian
little
thing.
like, and not like a turn with like your lips out like a smackaroo, but just like a little side cheek touch
Yeah.
or whatever, something like that, right? So I got into that habit with my wife's family. One time, her Uncle Steve, who he's walking out, he went for the cheek kiss. I went for the cheek kiss. Our lips
Oh,
grazed.
When your heads were like
Yeah, they like
crossing.
They like moved, and it was like two ships
That's
passing
awkward.
in the night. lips right across, and I was like,
Bet you guys have never done that again.
now I hug him. I kind of, you know.
Now they just French.
Right, let's
Cut to the chase.
Open up.
down the wall. I got to second base last year. So, yeah, it's a different world.
Oh,
Every family's got their own thing. It was
Yeah.
like I said, it was jarring.
That is
Like,
jarring.
holy smokes.
Yeah.
And it was like, again, it wasn't cheek to cheek or anything like that. It was, they went in like that. They both went in like that.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my God.
that's
What are you
intense.
guys
That's
doing?
very intense.
That's a lot. That
Yeah.
is a lot.
But hey, good for them.
That's intense. So,
Thought we were wrapping.
No.
Go ahead.
all right. All right. So, this is something that I've been noticing with my son. I don't know if you guys will be able to kind of compare or say anything to bounce off of it, but I feel like my son, my baby, is going to be tatted up when he gets older.
Oh.
Oh, he 100% is.
Like, big
Yeah.
time.
Well, he's also got a gold chain.
Right.
Have you seen the gold chain on this kid?
Yeah.
And how old is he? Like a year and
Yeah,
and like
he looks
4
like a
months?
maid
It's like a
man.
year and a half.
I call him the Don.
The Don.
The Don. He is the Don.
Yeah.
So he hates bear skin. Hates bear skin.
What do you mean?
Like, if I take off my shirt to go to bed, he just goes right up to me and just starts pinching me everywhere. pinching. He doesn't
Does
stop.
he hate bear skin or does he love bear skin?
It hurts.
he
He
got a
does it
fistful
with
of hair?
Brittany. He does it with John.
So he's just
sorry,
attacking.
the kids.
He's
He
just attacking.
and it's just bear skin. He hates it.
Huh.
So
Again, I don't know that you can say that he hates it. Maybe he loves
maybe he
it.
loves it.
Yeah.
So this could go
Trying to
either
get
way.
more. Yeah.
Either he's just gonna be like a shirtless Don,
Yeah.
or this kid is like gonna be head to toe covered in tats. I don't know.
I think it might be both.
Yeah.
I think Nate's,
Shirtless tatted.
I've
up.
never seen it though. It's like it's. I hope he doesn't go to his peers at daycare and just go up to them and just pinch them because he
Yeah.
sees some skin.
grab a little skin. Yeah, I don't know. I think he I could see Nate definitely having some tats.
Yeah.
Definitely being a tough guy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Do you ever see your little one doing anything crazy like that?
I'm trying to think of like they grab my beard.
Mm.
Especially the baby, the 7th-month-old. She likes to get like a fistful of it, get a good grab on it. But honestly, if she's not crying, I'm kind of like, all right, I'll take the pain.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah, like do whatever you need to, as long as I'm not gonna hear you cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gave me a titty twister last night.
Titty.
That's
what I
Nate did?
I haven't had one probably since middle school.
I think Nate.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think Nate literally was either like in the mafia or he was like an enforcer back in the day in another life. You know how kids they say have other lives, and he's still like working through it. Where he just like goes up and he's like,
Get over here.
you
Yeah.
little bitch.
Yeah.
It's like go make my
He's like asserting his dominance.
yeah. He's like go make my food.
He's like,
Go
I can't
warm
talk,
up my
so I'm just
milk.
gonna pinch you.
yeah. He's like go get your spatula, you little little cook boy.
You can't. It's righty tighty, lefty loosey.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you a little right, give you a little left.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that is funny.
That's awesome.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in to episode 22. Time to get back to work.
Yep.
Let's not forget hashtag get
Hashtag
guy.
Get guy.
And hopefully over the summer we'll be able to meet Guy Fieri.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
All right. Thank you everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.